Hold up, you're now listening to Fresh Out, the world's most dangerous music podcast on the OMG Network and rawthinic.com.
Fresh Out!
What's up?
What's cracking?
Building!
Back.
What
back
is crack-a-lack-ing? What's crack-a-lack-ing?
Hey, we got that J Kemp in the building.
Salute.
And Trey lawyer, doc. Man, you on that $200 an hour, doc.
Yeah, man, we getting it in, man.
That might be that $300 or $400 an hour, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He needs
it. He
Yeah.
needs it.
Hey, you might need to holler at old boy too, Astro World Cat, man.
Man, me and old
He's
Crump.
Sleepy Brown right now. He's over there in the cut, like.
Nah, you know,
y'all better
I
not
think,
talk about me for a month.
nah, we might have a better shot at with Trey, man. Me and Benny Crump, we holding it down.
Benny Crump.
Y'all both chasing ambulances out here.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, you know, we holding it down.
All right.
Bip
That dude,
squad, baby.
He's so
Holding
greasy,
it down.
Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he's greasy. Hey, but he be showing up, man. I gotta give
Hey, man, his flyer miles are serious.
He be
he shows
showing
up, bro.
up. Hey, don't nobody show up like him. He greasy, man.
He
but
shows
don't
up.
Nobody
He
show
shows
up
up,
like
though.
him.
He shows
He had
up,
that
man.
Podfather in the building, man.
Yeah.
Detroit's own L Weezy, man. What's good?
Potamus Prime.
Down, Black Lion.
What up, though?
Building.
Yeah, man.
Kiss the ring of the Podfather.
Kiss it,
Man.
be his niche.
Hey, them girls that sing
Doing
that Code and D song, they gonna be like, you owe us a check for using
Yeah,
our song
man.
on
Yeah.
your podcast, L Weezy.
Hey, man. Who even knows? They should do a what's one of them shows where they be like, where are they now?
Where are they
should
now?
do that
Oh
on
no,
their-
no, they did one. No, seriously, they did one. I'll literally like put it right here.
Okay.
That's
all
when I
right.
hit it. Where are they now?
Yeah.
Big Boi P, what's good, man? Circle
Yes.
City's finest, man. What's
Hot
going
sauce
down,
Aubrey
man?
over there.
That's
Oh,
right,
that hot
baby.
sauce, man. Hey, man. Hey, you saw the top notch Google of the week was can the hot sauce kill the sperm?
Hey, y'all get y'all one of these boys,
What?
Ah.
and not this one. Not this one. Hold on.
Whoa.
Not this one either.
Oh, you
Now
got
that
the
Diablo
props? You got them props?
You gotta give him that anticipation.
Shout out to get that Diablo, man. You know,
Give that Diablo, man. Hey, and play some subtle tunes. Be romantic with it.
Grab him by
Play
the
little
pussy.
Usher's hit song "Burn," in the background.
Let it burn.
LB,
Hey.
dog.
Yeah, y'all was waiting for L to give it to me.
Already.
Like
dog.
that big chick.
I'll
That big
be-
chick said she got burned.
Oh, man.
Usher said no.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say, if you eating at Taco
Not
Bell
you.
in 2022, bro, like, don't talk to me, man. Like,
Taco Hell.
nah, yeah, we ain't got nothing to talk about,
man.
bro. It's
Man.
way
I thought
too
I was
many
gonna get
better
that Podfather telling me yikes. I thought I was gonna say that when I did that. So, hey, fellas,
Hey.
avoid 18 years of child
Watch
support.
out.
18 years.
I thought you had
years.
I thought you had that Diablo condom in your hand.
With the balloons, bro.
Right, the Diablo sauce
Hey,
condom.
man, hey, this thing, we can tell you some stories about some balloons that been sins, though. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Oh,
Dog,
man.
shout out to
Man.
Yogi, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh,
Shout out to
fact.
Yogi's crib, though.
hey. Yeah, we can share some stories.
Yeah, we can tell you
how
some
other
stories,
cats got
bro.
that.
Hey, man,
I
somebody's
be-
wife
I
gonna
be
be
going in on
divorced, though.
I beat when it on that door handle.
Man, oh, man.
I did when it on that door handle.
Duh.
Iceberg,
man.
what's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, man.
Hey, pretty much, man. This is the thing. Assume you have COVID, man.
Yeah, man.
Drink some lemonade,
Nah.
orange juice, man. Be cool.
Okay.
Make
some
sure you
lemon milk.
that you taking care of yourself. Is basically what I'm saying,
Okay.
man.
All right. I thought you was about to tell
Assume
me to
that
drink
you have
that
COVID.
ivermectin or something, bro.
Yeah, man. Like,
like,
put your
stop it.
mask on. You know what I'm saying? Put your mask on. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Like I said, I just want to
Okay.
make sure everybody's family's healthy, man.
Absolutely.
It's the second week of
Yeah.
2022, so we just want to be cool, man. And then
Yeah,
also, and shout out to Freddie G, man.
Freddie
for
G.
The fed
Right.
up
Oh, yeah,
year.
you know we got
Oh,
to
yeah.
bring
You know what I'm saying? We
Hey.
gotta
That's
hold it
nice.
down, man. Hey, man.
Fact.
Support your black
Damn,
businesses, number one, man. Real
Right,
talk.
baby.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
2022 is
Freddie
about
G.
supporting black businesses, man.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Do that. You got to do that, man. We got to drop that link in here so you can go ahead and copy one. if you
there
need
you
Drop
go.
that link,
Go
man.
to
So folks can
FedUpENT.com.
copy that figure. That figure is popping.
Yeah.
Get
drop
up
that
here,
link,
yeah. At FENT.com. Go ahead and check
And then
them
while
out.
you at it, copy your fresh out, mother.
There it
Look at all
is.
these handsome
Boom.
guys on here, man. You know, you got
Cheers
the
to
Jay
you, bro.
Camper.
Cheers to y'all.
You know,
I already
you
got my
the
Joe.
on there, man. Come
You know what
on,
I'm
man.
saying?
Get right.
Got my Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to do that, man. You know, and then while you edit, you know what to do. You need to click that subscribe button, hit that
come on,
like
bro.
button. You know what I'm saying?
Come
It
on,
helps us
man.
out a lot so we can keep this going. You know what I'm saying? And we've been peeping all y'all comments, man.
Hey,
First of all, like
keep 'em
everybody's
coming.
like trying to be like the fresh out like
Keep them coming, man.
stat guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys, it's actually 9 songs and it wasn't.
You're not that guy.
Oh,
Trust
they-
me.
that-
You're not
yeah,
that
man.
guy.
Yeah, let's.
We
hey,
we stand corrected. You know what I'm
we
saying?
do stand corrected.
We stand
we
corrected on
we
Yeah.
that.
appreciate y'all correcting us in the comments. Keep us
Yeah.
honest over
they
here.
did correct us about Steve. It was Rift and not Stout. So it must-
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
so
hey,
it's
man,
like,
they
okay.
on that Wikipedia swag. They on it.
I'm telling you, that's what they
Yeah,
got to
man.
do. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that's
We
what's up.
come with it more natural. Y'all got to go and to head to y'all best friend Google and
Yeah.
Wiki.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
get some of that render milk from those platforms. But it's all
So
good.
much
Hey, we
milk.
Shout out,
appreciate
much
it
love.
though. We appreciate
It
it. We
is, it
appreciate
is.
Hey,
everybody
mad
doing
We
love,
hey.
man, on the comments, man. Mad
man.
love.
Appreciate it.
it. Keep them coming.
Like I said, man, if this is your first time checking it out, man, we fresh out. We are the reincarnated Rap City, man. You know, check us
Yeah.
out on IG, Facebook, YouTube, man. Actually,
baby.
we are the first music podcast to have the video episodes on Spotify,
Check
man.
us
Joe
on the
Budden,
Spotify.
Rory and Mal, $1 million worth of game. They ain't got none of that, man. We the first. You know what I'm saying?
Come check us out. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
check us
Right.
out, man. We here every Wednesday, man. We drop on the Fridays, man. You know how we do.
Mhm.
You're gonna get some really good game, man.
Absolutely.
New topics,
Yep.
old school classic convo, man. You know how we do, man. But
Facts.
we gotta start off, man, with the Pete Rizzy. Oh, first, ho. Hey, man, we actually doing work out here, man. We put it out there, man. They got all 3. Last week we said
Ooh.
capture the one guy,
Okay.
Justin
okay.
Johnson.
Uh-huh.
First of all, they found him in Indiana, yo. What's up with y'all
Yeah,
trying to like
yeah,
come
yeah.
over
Hey,
to our state, yo?
'cause
People
that's-
snitched on him.
That's that
People
Lolo
be
spot,
snitched on
man.
him,
That's that
man.
Lolo spot.
And you know you go,
You
and
know
then
what
the
I'm
dude
saying?
had his like iPhone like tracking
The location on.
Like, get out of here,
Yeah.
man. You think you
Rule-
Meek Mills is
rule
with your
number one,
location
man.
on?
But you know the sad
Rule
part
number
about that
one.
too, though,
Y'all whack with that.
so social media had the scoop on that like weeks ago. Social media, they broke all this down weeks ago,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I mean, shout out to some of them YouTubers, man, and bloggers, man, for cracking this case.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Damn near when it happened, man. They had boots on the ground. Social media was out there
Oh, yeah.
flexing on this one.
Hey,
man.
hey, they always say the internet always wins, man. So
Man, because
Always.
these cats was telling on themselves, man. Yeah, way too
They
many
always
Well,
dudes
do.
out
the
there
Justin
putting-
Johnson
just-
dude shot a video.
Yeah,
and then he
man.
said he's going to turn himself in on Monday. Ends up shooting
Yeah.
the video.
hey,
Track
listen,
Hawk,
man.
I think. Track
Take-
Hawk.
Blackhawk, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
man, before you get into all this whatever mess you're getting into, you're supposed to watch The Wire, man. My man was going up and down the highway getting the burners. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I mean, come on. They was
facts.
telling us in the
Facts.
early 2000s, but hey, I'm glad they got these.
I'm
idiots,
glad they
man,
got
'cause-
the killers, man. Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
man.
Dolph. We finally
rest in
got
peace.
answers.
Rest in
Dolph, man.
peace.
His
Yeah,
family can, you know, they still grieving, but at least, you know, they can
Yeah, man.
sleep knowing that his murderers
Yes,
were captured, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Get these
man.
fools
Like I
off
said,
the
we
street.
put that out there last week, man, and 7 days later, man, they got all 3, man. So shout out.
Hey, and that's why y'all come to Fresh Out too. Iceberg put it on our last episode.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
We just need the justice system to do their thing, man, and
There
take
you
care
go.
of business for
Y'all
one.
know who to come to.
K Slay, man, you know, just real quick, man. We just want to shout out him real quick, man. And
Yeah,
man.
he's doing
Slay.
better, man. They said he woke up, man. He's got a long recovery, man, but he's doing better. So
That's good.
shout out to
That's
K
good.
Slay. Anybody that's dealing with a family member that's going through the 19
Yeah, man.
and the Omarion.
Yeah, man.
Man, your Fresh Out is just showing y'all love and making sure your family's cool, man, and spend some time with cats, man.
Absolutely.
You know,
1000%.
when you can, man. Like I said, don't wait until they're getting sick to holler at them, man. So
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just
Yeah, man.
glad he opened his eyes, man. And
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying.
Not
We
everybody
know,
can say that.
Exactly. So
well, let's
shout out to
be
Slay,
serious, man. K Slay was that dude back in the day, man. It still is.
Absolutely, still is, man. Like
absolutely,
I'm
1000%.
telling y'all, dude has the best collab joints in the business, man. He can get rappers together on the song.
There is no Khaled without
how he
K
does.
Slay. Doesn't exist.
Say that again, Podfather.
Hey, ain't no Khaled if there's no K Slay. Just
man.
in case you needed to know.
Fact.
If K Slay didn't exist, ain't no Khaled ever get created.
He got the flowers. He got one of the flowers of the week last week, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a heavy hitter, man. Legendary.
Heavy.
We want him to get out that hospital, man, and start hitting us with some more hits, man. So shout out to K Slay, man.
Great ear, man. Great ear.
Yeah,
great ear.
We just had to holler him, but we got to go into a big topic of the week, man. First of all, this is a friend of this show. You know,
shout the boy Wonder.
Shout out to the boy Wonder,
man. He follows us on IG, man,
That's
and
right.
one of his homeboys. Shout out to the homeboy. You know, to the homeboy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But it's crazy, and like I said, like we being 100% respectful. You know what I'm saying? Pete Rock is our guy.
Yes.
Everything's alleged. You know what I'm saying? Like
we don't know.
There was an article that came out about him not getting his royalties from Illmatic, which was 25 years ago, something like that. More?
Yeah. What was it? 94, right?
94.
Yep.
That's what
Recorded in 92.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on just hearing this bull? First of all,
man, it's heartbreaking, man. This is a classic, man. We need them to make more classics.
Absolutely,
because
man.
Both of these dudes are still in their bag. You know what I'm saying? In a young man's game, we need these two dudes to. If it's an issue, let's get that resolved because Nas he's got a big bag right now, so I'm sure he can cut that check real quick. But man, we need this. We need this done and settled. And I haven't heard about like any like hardcore beef or no hard feelings. I think it's just really just
give me my money, right? Because they've done songs. They've done songs since that song, right?
Yeah.
No,
and
not
we talking.
Haven't?
Okay, give it to us.
I think
give it to us, B-Bo. Get that hot sauce, get that Diablo out there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and pull it out. Pause.
Yeah, get that Diablo going.
Tell Iceberg to stop. Stop. Yeah. No, there were songs, like a couple songs, I think, on that Lost tapes, that the recent Lost tapes that was cut. But oftentimes what happens is leftover songs or beats rather that didn't get used was probably rocked on well after the fact. So I don't think that they technically worked together since then. In the similar capacity, from the Illmatic, The World Is Yours days. But
man,
what's
song,
crazy
though,
too?
It's too classic, man.
It's too classic.
Not for this man to get a royalty off that. I mean, because that's springboarded Nas.
Just off this album, man, Pete Rock should be kicking his feet up like for the rest of his life and the grandkid.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah, man.
This was his most well-known song. It's the most like
it's mine. Who world is this?
Yeah, this is.
I love that song.
That beat, man.
Best-selling song.
Hey, I
advise people
record.
to go out and peep it, man.
I stole it from LB. LB had the record. I stole it from him. I still got it.
I had that 12-inch record, man. Like, and this is coming from somebody who, in the moment at that time in the 90s, I wasn't a huge Nas fan, right? At that point in time, I've since changed my tune, obviously.
Right.
But at the moment, I wasn't. But once I heard that song, I'm not Lonzo Ball. I ain't on that level, right?
Hey, man,
but as soon as I heard that song, man,
you're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
You're
not that guy.
I had to have it, man. I
Groundbreaking,
went out
bro.
and
It was a classic. Still is.
Yes, was a classic. Still is. Facts all the way around.
And as J Camp even alluded to, this really is a sad situation, regardless of the specific.
It really is, man.
As Iceberg said, from our perspective, from our end rather, this is alleged. So, we're not staking any claim on anybody on this personal situation on either side. But it's still sad, entering 2022. Because they're two legends. Pete Rock is a legend in his right, and definitely a legend, period. And Nas is a legend, from the artistic side. And this is a situation where, hey, look, it's not needed to see two black men at odds, whether it's on a personal or professional level. So let's just hope that they can both come to the table, because we all know money can be the primary divider. You know, it's the number one reason why divorces happen in the Western world in America, and it's just hindering our culture's union. You know, and whatever capacity you want to mention. So, yeah.
And nothing can resolve this more than some music. You know what I'm saying? These two dudes getting together, because I've seen Nas perform 3 times.
Okay.
And that song has been performed every single time I've seen Nas rock.
How could you not? How could you not?
Exactly. And that's my point too. L's like that's a staple of his career. That song is like, man, I gotta work that out, man.
Hey, if y'all watching, man, we want to get comment real quick, man. What y'all thinking on this, man? We got a few cats up in here, man. What y'all thinking, man? Like, we want to know, is it Nas? Was it his business partners? Well, I mean, who dropped the ball in this situation, man? We want to know what's going on out there. Jay Kent, man, like, what's the easiest way they should resolve this, man? What's the quickest way to resolve this, man?
Man, I think the easiest way, a phone call, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to have no lawyers. You ain't got to have no in-between people. Yeah. Like, look, man, what's the best way that we can handle this? Because, you know, the status of that song, man, is too royal for iconic, both of these dudes not to receive their proper respect off this. And that respect also comes in the form of those royalties. So I just think, man, it just takes a phone call. And I'm not blaming Nas. I'm not blaming Pete. Right. I'm just saying it just takes a phone call just to hash it out. I think that's the easiest way. You don't need no lawyer, because sometimes you toss a lawyer in there, man, and they trying to get aggressive, like overly aggressive, where you don't need that. You need
just like Shine said on Drink Champs when it came to Diddy and him.
Yeah, you need 2 gentlemen. You need 2 gentlemen to come to the table, man, and work that and hash that out.
Absolutely.
Over some yak and just laugh, or some smoke, whatever you do, and just laugh about it and keep it moving.
The Podfather, what you thinking, man?
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy is as I was looking into this, they were saying something like that some version of that song has been like sampled or used like in 100 different songs or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yo, absolutely bonkers, man. Like, that is just crazy to think about, right? Because we know that like Motown gets sampled like crazy, but to think about like early 90s rap getting sampled like crazy is just a whole nother perspective. You know what I'm saying? So
good point.
And man, hey man, like we do need these guys to resolve. And I think even Nas was saying, I've been you know, putting a hole in this last album that was Magic or whatever. And
oh man, dog,
he basically has a line in there where he says, you know, we should all be wearing crowns, adjusting each other's hats or something like this, right? I didn't get the exact line right, but some version of that, right? And so it tells me in your raps that you've recognized that should happen. And so, like I said, I don't know where the problem is or why this is a problem, but get it resolved. And if it's $1 million, man, for real, just cut the check and call it a day, man.
Just cut it, bro.
Because honestly, to Nas, like, you're into all these other business ventures lately and stuff, and you're making money. You're making real money for real now, right? That $1 million probably ain't nothing to you right now in this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then to
you got ring money
to pay that, just to pay that $1 million, just so that, like, hey man, even if we got an EP right now today of Nas, Pete Rock or something like that, hey man, I'd be here for it. You'd probably make 10 million just off of the resolution. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely need to get this resolved, and I don't know who is having the problem, but I would appreciate, like, you know, like my brother said, Jammer and Big Boi, hey man, both of y'all just get in the room and have that conversation, and
that's it.
and forget who messed it up back then or who didn't get it right or what business manager did this, a lawyer or record labels, because we know a lot of times record labels getting involved and
absolutely
try to be on that fugazi or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he said like he said what?
Yeah. Are they like, nah, we ain't doing this, we doing that? So I don't know why it went sideways, but we do need to get this resolved, man, for the culture, man, and to show that black men can come together and get resolved, because you've already done it once with Jay. It'd be too easy to make this right with Pete Rock here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bebo, before you go in, Bebo, Nightmare said it's probably Nas's business people that messed up and dropped that ball.
Okay.
That's anything's a possibility.
The money quote.
It's a money theory. It definitely is, because when it comes to the industry, and shout out to Nightmare.
Yeah, man.
I think he could be onto something, because it's not just the labels. In terms of the industry, it's not just the labels that's oftentimes shady to their artists and musicians in general. You know that publishing is a monster too. There's corrupt stuff that goes on with that publishing.
Just like Nas said, hey, I'm over here doing publishing deals with Tiffany's, man.
There you go.
Man. You know what I'm saying?
But how did Tip put it though? Tip was industry rule number 4080.
Yeah, coming to people are shady.
We already know, man. Tip let us know back then.
Sometimes this stuff, and the record companies, the publishing, deals or whatever, they get moved around. And shout out to Doggy Diamonds, because he beat me to the punch of saying this. Oftentimes,
we got him on the show. We got to get him on the show. So.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah,
but
if y'all not, first of all, y'all not following Doggy, man. Like Doggy Diamond, y'all gotta follow him on YouTube.
You gotta follow him, man. His show was so dope too, man.
Him and KJ, man, dope.
Yeah, there's a lot of dope guests too. Guests be
there.
Legends. His guests be legends, man.
Finish up, Bebo. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, what was he saying?
No, just he beat me to the punch, and what I was thinking before we could go live tonight, which is that the publishing, they can get moved around and even claimed by someone else or like another entity, to the point where it gets sold off at least a few times, to where like by the time the originator of the publishing realizes that you don't know where it got sold to in some cases. Now, I'm just generally speaking, I'm not talking about Pete Rock and Nas here, but it's just an example to show that, there music, just the business of music can be very, very shady, as we all know. And so the last thing we need is for two legends to really be at more odds, or just odds period, which I will give them credit, because if there's been a professional discord, then if you notice, Pete Rock nor Nas said nothing about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime you saw Pete Rock, he got interviewed, he would just give praise and kudos to the Illmatic experience. Nas, probably the same deal. So and I want to quote, if there was some discord behind the scenes, it was there and it wasn't put in the public light. And
that's a big one, man. We need them bells on that. Because for sure, bro, like
LB Digital back there.
You know me. You know how I get down, but that's huge, man. That this wasn't on blast just everywhere between now.
And I think that goes to show the pedigree of who you're dealing with.
Yes,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, at the end of the day, Pete Rock is. We don't know him personally, but man, we're fans of him. We're IG
huge
brothers. Let's put it that way. We're being 100% respectful, man. We ain't speaking on nothing on his business or nothing like that, man. We just we just fans talking. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pete, man.
Respect to both.
Respect
to both.
Oh yeah. Pete Rock, I still remember that bar from Ghostface when he that track with Ghostface and Prodigy and
on the first Pete Rock album.
The Soul Brother joint,
the
like
Soul Brother
6
joint,
and a half monkeys, 12 Nazis, 4 disappear, 3 8 2 1 flashed in thin air. I'm like, whoa, wait, what the heck? I'm like, this is
man. People need to run that album back. I'm telling you, that album was a bang.
Well, this thing until he gets that bread, let's go stream some of Pete Rock's music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, right. Yeah,
get that money, get that bread cracking.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Get that money cracking. Respect the legend.
Peace to CL Smooth.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man.
Peace to CL Smooth, man. Peace.
That's the only way I knew him for a while was Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
They reminisce over you.
Yeah, man. I didn't know there was anything but the
beat. Another beat that was hard, man.
Classic.
And shout out to Lupe for jumping on that too, like years later and blessing it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But LB, like, just end it off, man. Like, what's the quick fix, real quick?
To wrap a bow on it, man, is that hey, I'm happy that we really haven't had to deal with a messy situation out of this. Kind of getting back to that pedigree that you were talking about. And yeah, let's just get this resolved, man. Let's figure this out so that we can put another notch in the hat of saying that these guys are top tier guys, because they really are, man. So
absolutely,
shouts out to Pete Rock, shouts out to Nas, because both of these guys are like very top of the line individuals. You know what I'm saying? And together, I know that they could be even crazier. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get it, and I think they can get it done. And it might just be that it could just be that the lawsuit is there to get the phone call going. You know what I'm saying?
I think the lawsuit hadn't just yet started, but I think it's about to. So there's still time to, for them to get it in, which is possible because, Nas has stated on at least a few occasions that he squashed beef with Pac before Pac passed on, or before he got murdered, excuse me. So, I'm hopeful that that could happen here with the circumstances between Pete Rock and Nas.
I think it just goes back to Jay Kemp, man, and get that yak out. You know what I'm saying? Get the yak out, get the cellulars and the yak, and then sit there and start laughing. You go in the room, dap it up, or you get on Facebook.
Speaking of that yak, if y'all don't have y'all shoddy glasses here, hey, what y'all waiting on, man?
Shoddy too hotty.
Nah, I ain't got nothing in mind today. So don't trip. Don't be like, you sipping on. No. Y'all see, I'm just saying, y'all, if y'all sipping on a little something tonight,
fresh out in the building.
Copy.
Hey, man, again, like I said, Fresh Out, man. Hit us up on IG, Fresh Out Show, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, man. You know how we get down, man. Like I said, we are the first music podcast to do video podcasting on Spotify. Check us out on there too. And if you got the iPhone, man, you know how you do. You gotta get the Apple podcast if you're on the iPhone too. Come on,
do that. You can get us in a multitude of ways.
That's right. Let's watch some copy off of us after this announcement.
Oh yeah, we the first. Nah, man, we the first. Like we got the date on there. Come on, man. We got the date.
Right. Sure, wrong again. Y'all capping like Kodak and Charlemagne, but yep. Let's go on.
Well, speaking of another situation,
there he is.
Yep.
There he is.
You know who we got to start?
More like
Trey's lawyer.
Nope. More like
Trey's lawyer with the victory shirt on.
Yeah, man.
This is the don't get fired part of the show.
Yep.
Don't get fired now.
Trigger Trey, man, he's been known to have a rough record. I mean, he punched a couple people at a Chiefs game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's been wilding.
He's had a couple issues with a couple actresses in Hollywood.
He got arrested in Detroit too, I think.
First of all, LB would know because he's a pop father.
That's right.
Trick is everything.
I think
like,
Trick had to get him out.
He propositioned Joe. You know what I'm saying? He propositioned Joe in Detroit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
He called the lawyers in the booth. But
hey, L, could you get me out of this situation? I'm in the burn, like Bob said on that show. I'm in the burn, like Aubrey.
I mean, like, LB's holding court, man, like Marlo out there, with the pigeons. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
But this is the thing, man. We're not really talking about the situation because to me it's just alleged.
Right.
Track record, man, is kind of muddy. You know what I'm saying?
It's muddy, bro. Muddy waters.
He's supposed to be Mr. Get Your, Mr. Take Your Girl, but god dang, you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Too literal with that, maybe.
But supposedly, man, like this IG model basketball player, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say her name, but she's putting a lot of stuff out there, man. It kind of, I'm not even gonna mention on what I wanted to talk about first, starting with Trey's lawyer, man, Jay Kemp. How can brothers stay out of this situation, man? And how do you think he got into this situation?
Man, like your circles gotta be crispy. Like you can't, you gotta have your people around you gotta do the vetting, man. When a lot of them, like Usher said, man, like I could have 2 million babies out here if I really wanted to, but he had a tight circle. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, they was checking them at the door. Like, you got to have a good squad around you who's able to not only identify that one, but also be able to put that bug in your ear and be like, nah, bro, don't even go in that
Where's
direction.
the A-Rod masterclass? A-Rod was never got to this problem. What's the masterclass from A-Rod?
A-Rod was letting it known early. He was not getting into these issues. I mean, he was single and ready to mingle, and he was exclusive. He was on their Vogue top 100 list. You know what I'm saying? He was taking that list down. But I mean, Trey just needs, man. He don't need yes men around him, and that's what got Bob Kelly saying internet foolishness too, man. When you got too many yes men around you who don't keep it 100 with you, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's his people, or do you think he's running dolo though? You know what I'm saying, and just kind of getting. I mean, he's Trey Songz, man. You know what I'm saying?
The reason why I'm saying people is because you got too many skeletons. You sharing stone, bro. Like you got that ice pick. You got too many. You butchering too many cats in the chest right now. You know what I'm saying? You got too many bodies. Your people got to be like, look, you done caught 2 or 3. Like, ain't too much we can really do for you if you keep going down this path. So I don't know if dude got anger issues or what it is, but obviously he's got a lot of yes men in his corner. And what's up with these R&B cats, man? Like with these anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Because they
well, you remember Keke Palmer was talking about he did some bull too. So LB, I mean, I know you taught a trick. I know you can't tell us the conversation, but go in from what Jay Camp said, man.
Hey, man, Jay Camp is all the way right on this though, man. He need to.
Oh man, he's getting 200
down,
an hour, dog.
He need to calm down. We don't know what has gone on.
We don't,
but here's what we can say is it's a whole lot of smoke. It's a whole lot of smoke around you. You know what I'm saying?
You got bodies in the closet, bro.
And so I can't tell you that there's a fire in the house, but I can't tell you that there's a whole lot of smoke coming out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Hey. So and that's the thing, man, is that sometimes you gotta slow down a little bit, man, and reevaluate your situation. Going to all of these places, being involved with a lot of these people, and it might actually be right that absolutely none of the things are true, right? I don't know this for sure, but the problem just becomes is that when you have different people from different places, you know, all coming to a similar conclusion, and not only that, but they doing it in different decades and stuff. Like
that's you too handsy.
Yeah, it's not looking good, man. And you know, here's the thing, man. You might have came up at a time when some of this stuff was, you know, you might have been able to get away with, you know, when you first came into the game, possibly. But like at some point you have to reevaluate your situation and say, hey man, is this how I should be interacting with people in general, let alone with women? You know what I'm saying? And so you have to think about those kind of things in every situation that you get ready to get into, because hey man, it's wild out here. And so for me, I just think that, like, if I was advising him, I would just tell him, hey man, you need to just go to the Circle City over here with Bebo P and just chill, man. I don't want you going to none of the clubs, none of the places. You just go over there, sit your butt down. Henny. Stay away from the Henny. You know what I'm saying? You need to get a clear mind, the whole 9 yards, man. And the other thing, man, is that, like, at some point, statistically speaking, if you just dealing with that many women, something is bound to go sideways. Yep. Okay. Just
especially if they find out there's another woman.
Yeah. And because just in the sheer amount of numbers, And from everything that we know, we can pretty well say that Trey Songz, and he's got some pretty high numbers up there. He might be on some Wilt Chamberlain type status type shit. And if that's the case, man, and if that's the case,
1,000.
Statistically speaking, you just gonna bump into some problems. And so you just gotta dial that down, man. You gotta dial it all the way down and dial it all the way back. Because guess what? Millions of dollars are at stake. But not only millions of dollars, but you could legitimately be hurting people out here. I don't know if you are, but
you're not invincible, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I don't know if if it's like the girl that tried to accuse the comedian. She was like, I didn't like that you were touching me, but I didn't tell you. Who was what's my man? The Indian dude. The girl was talking crazy about him.
He got hemmed up.
He got hemmed up.
But it turns out she was just saying some like I didn't like it type stuff, right? There's a difference between I don't like it and like you did something foul. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, guess what, man? If she don't like it, it's still a problem. It don't mean it's your problem. It just means that it's a problem, and sometimes you still just gotta slow down a little bit. So that would be my advice to him. Man.
I don't know dude's name, but man, it's Isaiah. That cat right there, Isaiah, whatever his name is.
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz, there you go. Aziz, you sound like something like you catch on your feet.
Aziz Ansari.
Shout out to Robin Harris.
It sounds like something you catch on your feet.
Shout out to Robin Harris. R.I.P.
But yeah, like he got in a sticky situation, but it wasn't. It was just all the way sideways. It wasn't even like real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me quote some hip hop quotable, man, from BBD. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing? Fine. She replied, I like to do the wild thing. So this has been going on for a while, though. You know what I'm saying? Like cats over here wilding, especially in the R&B realm. Now, Bebo, I know you didn't hit about 300, Bebo, but you're not up there with Trey. You didn't hit about 400.
You done caught some bodies. You done caught some bodies over there.
Stupid. You ain't hit that.
Bebo hit about 100. Bebo's the resident gigolo on the panel.
Yeah, they don't call him body snatcher for
man.
nothing.
You gave AB advice. J Camp's giving Trey with the lawyer game, but what you thinking, man? Real talk.
I mean, both J Camp and LB were spot on in that.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna just lean, a bit more toward, the individual himself.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you do need a team of individuals to help if you're a successful individual, but at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to the person in the mirror to, go about the direction that
he's going rogue.
To go about the direction that you need to go. Furthermore, this track history, of this track record of, all these allegations from that pop star in 2015 that said that she went to this wedding and he was shoved her and said, let's do this to, like you said, the R&B.
It was aggressive, bruh.
Yeah. To the R&B artist that you mentioned earlier, Iceberg. There was a video shoot and he was pressing her to do it, and she was like, saying that he, the vibe was on some come on girl, you want her, or come on, let's do this. And it was just, this was obviously before the Me Too situations, and then the two groupies, one of them I think that story might be a little bit more iffy, along with her friends. I don't want to say the name, but ultimately, you stack that with the examples that you guys mentioned, and I think there was an allegation at the end of 2021.
It was.
Yeah. So
Bebo on that.
Was that the one we had to pay the $10 million?
Because
I know we recently settled a civil suit where he had to pay that $10 million.
That man, gross.
Hey, this name Keke Palmer went on Larry King Live, bro, and was talking
Larry
about
King and Wendy.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't see Keke like being.
We gonna give Wendy credibility on this show.
She employed Charlemagne, so
yeah, she's on sweetie level, but you know, she's on that sweet tea level.
She not in the G League.
She's in the G
back there, huh? Okay.
We gotta do a show. We gotta do a show.
Yikes.
Jay Cam, just go ahead and wrap it up for us, Jay.
Developmental league. Yeah, man. I mean, LB and Bebo killed this, man. I mean, bottom line is, you know, like Bebo said, I mean, at the end of the day, you do gotta look in the mirror too.
Yeah, man. You're responsible for you.
You're responsible for you, and it's always there. Fool me once, I might ride with you that one time. But when I see the same, like LB said, that it may not be, we may not see the fire, but it's smoking in the MF rock.
LB said that smoke.
You know what I'm saying? It's smoky up in here, man. And at some point, we start pointing the finger at you, man. So
yeah, man.
Like L said, dude, you gotta calm down, lay low, man.
Yo,
like
that Charlemagne vibe, sniffing chairs and bull. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is like, as aggressive as you are, you need to be on the football field somewhere. Like it's an NFL team. That can use you.
You know some of that aggression.
Yeah, you like to use your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Too handsy, bro.
Yeah, you too handsy, my guy. You just got calm. He just got calm down, boy. Man.
I think Jay Camp, and you were onto something because you just reminded me, Jay Camp. He actually was on probation back in, I want to say 16 or 17, and like one of the things that he had to undergo was like anger management classes.
Yeah, it shouldn't come to that. Like,
hey man, them Virginia guys, man, especially Virginia dudes, man.
Facts. And when you singing about love,
lining up in there, then you want to touch something. You know what I'm saying? God bless.
And you singing about
iceberg
love,
on a rampage, y'all.
There's no love in what you doing right now, bro.
Nah, it ain't no love in that. Ain't no love.
Ain't no love in what you doing, man.
Let's be serious, man. Like, this ain't cool. Number one, and
not at all.
Then the other thing, man, is like, as a man, I gotta side with the dude first because we've been around situations that didn't look too. It was extra sketchy. You know what I'm saying? The dude was just kind of like too ballsy, pause. Okay. But at the end of the day, with her saying what she's saying, man, you know, and you know nowadays with social media, it ain't about going to court; it's about public opinion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're already guilty in public opinion, so. We just, like I said, man, hopefully, you know, whatever happens, man, again, this whole episode is about being cordial and taking care of disagreements respectfully.
Yeah, man. You know what? And I will shoot him just a little teeny bit of bail from the fact that by being an R&B singer and being a quote unquote heartthrob and all of that stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? He's probably come across a lot of women who did enjoy being treated like that. But just because this one does, it doesn't mean that the next one does. And so sometimes though, when you're that big of a star and you've gotten everything that you've gotten, that line might start to blur for you. But I'm here to tell you, you need to go ahead and clear that line on up, bro, okay? But I'll give you that little bit of bail, just a little bit of bail.
And just off that too, L, just to kind of throw a little bit of sugar on there, pause. Just think how much he's turned down though, too. He's turned down probably way more than
more than Usher, because Usher hit that big chick, dog. You know what I'm saying? On stage and after stage.
Man, you said he got the Diablo.
Yeah, he hit the Diablo. Where the Diablo MVP? What did Diablo sauce? Usher. You need a balloon, sir.
But we knew she was full of shit though when she got on that stage, on that camera, and trying to say, like, come on,
that big chick, she knows. She was trying to get a bag. Come on,
let it burn.
Usher might have been doing wrong, but he ain't
he needed all three for that.
It's a difference between doing wrong and being a dummy.
Nobody trying to eat that pot roast. Get out of here.
Stop it.
Nobody trying to eat that pot roast.
Man. Oh man.
Speaking of eating, man, you know, we gotta go to Fat Joe.
It was a whole slab of tenderloin.
Someone tenderloin.
Man, someone slab.
Oh, man.
Hey, get it right, Trey.
Goes to go.
Oh my God, this is nasty.
Yeah. Layla.
We gotta talk about Fat Joe, man. First of all, salute to all the hip hop cats, man. Still doing their thing, still getting the bag. We never hate on nobody getting the bag, man. Get the bag.
Absolutely.
But
do it.
What kind of type of bag are you getting? So my question to you guys, man, I've been seeing Big Boi, man, doing his thing, man. He just got a deal with Realtor.com. That's heavy.
Okay. Yeah, man.
White Castle, Fat Joe with White Castle, and I know people already hating because they said he stole it from Choke No Joke or whatever. Who cares? The Sloppy Joe joint with White Castle. Nelly with Burger King, Sweetie, LB's favorite female rapper with the McDonald's joint. The actually what's funny is go on YouTube and they've scrubbed that commercial of Sweetie in that whole situation. So I don't know what she did, but they're not feeling her now. We not feeling you.
That's what happens when that Podfather puts in that call.
We not feeling you.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I got it off so you can't refuse.
You balling in Spain right now. You gotta go back to Spain.
You over there in China with Jimmer.
Yeah, China with 70 points though. We're like Jay Kempton. I got 70. Yeah, in China though.
Right, in 70. Right. You in China
do y'all
though,
think,
my
man? Like sometimes, like it's almost like what W.E.B. Du Bois was saying with the Talented 10th, man. When you start getting which we know we're not supposed to trust, you know, celebrities anyway. But do you think sometimes, man, like when we grew up, man, life dictated the art. Now the art is basically now dictating the life. Where like now the artists are telling you what to do and what to wear and what to eat and all this other stuff. I remember Nas saying that, Heineken wanted to give him a deal and he turned it down because he was like, nah, man, I'm keeping it real. I'm not taking the money from them because I know what it entails if I take the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. Do you think this is a good move? Am I overthinking stuff, or is there a better way of them getting some bread outside of music? You know, because right now we know music is not making the money, and it's going to be even crazier because they just changed the RIAA because of FRSHOUT, because we just talked about Roddy Ricch over here clowning with that fake diamond.
I think it depends, though. I mean, but you make a great point though, as far as the symbolic notion of, you know, basically you trying to sell me a sloppy Joe with cheese, you know what I'm saying?
And we know that meat is not 100%.
Dude, we know it's not, man. It's like some dog in Croatia chopped up.
Hey, listen, man. In Sweden, they wouldn't even allow you to call that meat. You'd have to call it something else.
Exactly.
It's filler.
But I also get it from a perspective of you putting hip hop in more households, though, too. You know what I'm saying, by doing that. So you enhancing the brand by doing that, because when you ain't seeing no country singers, I know well, you might see a few rock cats, you might like old heads, you know what I'm saying, to some of them type of commercials, but
Wrangler jeans, go get them.
McDonald's and White Castles, they not dumb. They know that hip hop artists have influence. So yeah, man. But that go to your point too, ID. You know, it's like if you can target the people who's spending right now, and you know,
we know it's black and brown spending that money.
Yeah, and somebody in the suburbs, they ain't hitting up
I've never seen a White Castle in the suburbs. Real talk.
Exactly. That's like asking, you know what I'm saying, somebody go to Walmart and buy you a pair of jeans from the suburbs. They ain't doing that. That ain't going down. But I get it from enhancing the brand of hip hop, but I also see the other side of it too that you pointed out, ID. So there's two sides of the coin there. There's a kind of like a dark side and there's a light side to it. But I get it. I get why they're doing it. I'm never gonna hate on the man for making an investment and just collecting that bag. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because a lot of people would do it. I'm sure Fat Joe don't see it as selling out. He sees it as extending his, wealth and being able to make sure his kids get to reap the benefits.
Well, this thing, J. Camp, is it different from like Rick Ross owning some Wingstops.
Hugely different.
Huge.
And then
difference.
this dude being like
Huge
the
difference.
Ronald McDonald for Hispanic cats to go get a sloppy Joe.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
dude.
That's a huge difference. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
It's a
I can see
difference
if White Castle was giving him like 20%, you know what I mean? Or they gave him like, okay, you now own 50 White Castles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're doing this.
I own this.
Right. But you just really talking about I got this sloppy Joe. I mean, it definitely seems like coonery. I mean, I get it from the person who's like, man, you just cooning right now.
You're trying to get the bag. You're trying to get to the bag.
You get in the bag. I mean, I get it. You flexing, but yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a flex, man, for anybody to say, hey, man, I'm partnering with Best Buy or Penn Station or whatever. And you know me, I'm gonna have to hit that ID with the Boston Market collab.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But
that
you got to do
collab with Iceberg Slim.
Exactly. But you got to do selling them Raycons though. you ain't selling no AirPods. You selling Raycons. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing.
You selling them skull
no bass, dog. No
I'm at least have a little bit more respect for your product. Like, if you selling hot girl sauce, like I don't have respect. That's pure coonery to me.
Hey now, hey,
just like the sloppy Joe, that's all coonery. That's the way I see it. But again, I get it.
Yeah, man.
I completely get it. Because I'm not saying I personally wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? If I do,
hey man, people got bills to pay. They didn't make no money last year. I get it. You know, they doing stuff that they normally wouldn't do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
LB, man, like you run, you know, Detroit, man. Jets. I know you own a couple Jets pieces. You ain't told nobody. Shout out to Jets pieces, by the way.
Shout out to Little Caesars too.
Detroit.
I know Little Caesars is heavy and
Little Caesars.
Yeah, man. You know they got the corporate headquarters there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey man, but you know, what's your thought on what J. Camp said?
Here's the thing, man. Is it's been said before, all money isn't good money, right? Okay, and we know this. All money is not good money, okay? Because you can get money, but sometimes that money is not good money. Now, whether that's like you getting that money in the streets, you get that money from robbing, or you're getting that money from pushing nasty sloppy Joes over your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So the Fat Joe and White Castles, that's not good money, right? But now Big Boi and Realtor, that's good money.
That's different.
Okay, the reason that's good money is because we talking about home ownership, we talking about black people, we talking about the single thing that leads to the biggest amount of wealth in America, home ownership, right? And which we've also been for a very long period of time been excluded from, or we've been pushed into neighborhoods where the exact same houses go for half the price
that gerrymander.
You go 2 blocks over. Yeah. So
I completely agree with that.
You know, that's good money. Another side of good money, Rick Ross with the Wingstop, like you said.
Yep.
My man owns 25 plus of these Wingstops. So
hey, this is why you come to FRSHOUT, man. Drop a bomb.
Yeah, man. I mean, so because it means that, like, hey, he owns that, so he's getting money and he's getting ownership from that, and that is where the good money is. So that's the question you need to always be asking yourself, man. Is this good money? And if it's not good money, then you need to stop and you need to reevaluate. Okay. And then there's also the difference, like Jay-Z being like, nah, I'm gonna create my own champagne. I'm gonna create Ace of Spades. Okay.
Shout out to Goon with the Spoon too.
Yeah, man. Or even if you think about Snoop Dogg creating his wine and then pushing out his wine and stuff, right? So there's
E42.
ways.
E40, with
E42. Yeah. So there's ways to get to the good money. You know what I'm saying? And then there's ways to not do it. And this Fat Joe White Castle thing is not where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a partner. That's not a partnership.
Nah,
you know
man. This
like,
is. It's just pushing trash.
Together. Yeah, it's just pushing garbage, man. And the good thing about that realtor.com, like you was saying, LB, all those other companies are copycats. So you're gonna see move.com. They can say, oh man, we need to get on some of that too.
Can we get Killer Mike?
Right, exactly. Move.com gonna end up getting like Killer Mike or somebody like that who's gonna be endorsing move.com, which is the same exact product, Zillow. You're gonna see a rapper on Zillow. Yeah. So to me, what Big Boi is doing really is kind of a good move. I mean, we already know this is a copycat society, so other companies gonna be doing the same thing like that.
Yeah. So you just got to think about it. That's all it is, man. Think about the company that you associating with, and then find out if that company has like not only your best interest, but the community that you speak to's best interest in mind. And if that company doesn't have you and your community's best interest in mind, then you need to rethink that, because if you're doing that, now you pushing more people into the grave. Okay. Yeah, and that's what you're doing when you're doing this McDonald's stuff and this Popeye stuff. We know that that's not good for you. We know that White Castles ain't good for you, and they burgers is nasty. So
you saying that chicken sandwich at Popeyes ain't fire, bro?
So bro, like for instance, like if White Castle come to us, man, unless they talking about $1 billion or something like that, man, I don't want to hear what you're talking about, bro. I don't want to hear what you're talking about, because I'm not gonna
next week. Fresh Out sponsored by White Castle.
I ain't doing that tap dancing, bro. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I got enough money.
Not Gregory Hines. He's not gonna Gregory Hines.
He said he ain't buckling my eyes either.
Nah, man, I ain't putting that shoe polish on my face.
Drop
man.
A bomb for that man, LB.
Right now. It's not.
My father don't do that.
You got trick, man. You don't need all that, man.
So yeah, man,
still making that Stringer Bell money off the street.
Factory.
Bebo, man, go ahead, drop this off, man, for us, man. What's your thoughts, man? And also, is there a better way? J Kemp killed it. LB dropped some crazy bombs. But is there some other ways, man, that outside of just getting endorsements, man? I see Slim Thug, shout out to him with Boss Life and his construction company.
There you go.
And don't he have a stuff, like a chicken and waffles type spot too? I thought he did, or at least he was a partner on one.
Hey, and shout out to our main man from Houston, man. Getting in the boats and picking up people, man. He's what's his name? I can't even figure it out right now, man.
He was in my top 5, man, for Houston.
Yeah, man. But those guys are doing good things, right? They're doing things that impact, the community and are helping people. Like you said, a construction company or a restaurant. Trey the Truth. There we go. Trey the Truth.
Shout out. And then also Trey's doing some dope stuff with public housing, where he's partnering with a tech company to get computers in there as well. And I know they give him a little money on the side for that.
There it is. Bruce hooking us up over here. Trey the Truth. That's right, Bruce. Hold us down. I'm glad we got our commenters and our people up in here holding us down.
Shout out to Nightmare, man. Yeah, Trey the Truth, man, hold down real heavy.
Yeah.
But Bebo P, man, go in real quick, man. What's your thoughts, man?
J Camp and LB used my talking points already that I was going to say. But I will start by saying, just off the cuff, I think about Gary Vaynerchuk.
Okay.
Gary V had said on the Breakfast. Shout out to Gary V. He had said something to the effect, and I'm just going to paraphrase on the Breakfast Club show, that back then, folks who were talented in the music, they wanted to be the artist. Back then, now the artist is looking to be the entrepreneur, the mogul, right? And that's what we're seeing ongoing, in these examples that Iceberg mentioned. I think that along with it, there's several different angles we can go with it, but essentially J Camp was right in that there's two sides of the coin, to say the least, on this, to where on one hand you got your Megs and so forth, who's shucking and jiving on a food product that's even stereotypical in association with Black people. So I mean, couple that with the twerking on public commercials and all that type of stuff, in addition to what she's already doing on music. I mean,
fart all on that.
And I'm just using that as a case study for that one side. Yeah, definitely fart some. The other side is what was mentioned by you brothers before, which is the fact that, hey, look, if it's something like Big Boi's Realtor.com situation, L hit it on the head with the real estate tip. You know what I'm saying? So You know, as long as it's progressive from a well-rounded standpoint, nobody's hating on anybody for getting your money, but you know, all money isn't a good money, which was stated before, and it needs to lead towards somewhere progressive. Now, to your other part of your question, Iceberg, is there anything more that they can do? Well, with the realtor situation, the realtor.com, yeah, go ahead and promote home ownership. Great. But are you already, or will you be able to, or are you willing to promote real estate investing classes, you know, for the community, you know, because home ownership, that's a huge step. Yes, absolutely. And that's a great thing. But can we take it to the next level? You know, at some point, you know, with the White Castle situation. Okay, it is what it is with that, Fat Joe. But how can you put somebody else on in terms of how to, you know, do a Rick Ross with the franchises, you know, or just the process of how to go about getting at least one, things of that nature. You know, just some next level type stuff. Or
steps 2, 3, and 4. I love this. I'm
just saying, you know, it's just about going to the next level. And but I will say that I don't trust most entertainers to do those type of things because entertainers are not supposed to.
No, you got to drop that heavy bomb.
It just is what it is. I mean, they really haven't moved the needle outside of hip hop.
No,
it just is what it is. Because every time there's another George Floyd, Breonna Taylor situation, you know, we end up complaining about, you know, our current circumstances, you know, when they got like millions and millions of dollars, you know, before that, you know, those situations happen, you know, when folks are saying justice for such and such and whatnot. So I'm not saying nobody's doing anything in hip hop, but in mass, hey, you know, can we take it up a notch, or are you allowed to? Ooh. Are you allowed to take it up a notch?
That tinfoil kufi coming out at the 1 hour mark. Put on that kufi, bro.
Put on that kufi. I'm gonna get it from J Camp. I think he had it last, so I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, go ahead, take the crown off his head.
Just asking a question.
Put it on. Are they allowed to?
Conspiracy territory, but that's all. Let's just take it up a notch. You know, go ahead and get that bag, like I was saying at the New Year's episode, I believe, of Fresh Out. You know.
Check that out.
2 times your income, or, you know, multiply your income. Nothing wrong with getting the bag, but do so in a progressive fashion for yourself and your families while helping somebody else and the next man, woman, and child.
Man, just go ahead and drop the mic on that one, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I mean,
I'm gonna drop the Diablo. I'm gonna drop that.
That was straight big picture.
Them
big picture jewels
right
there.
Everybody dropped them. Everybody
go back and rewind with my man Hot Sauce Aubrey just said.
You got to rewind that
and re-listen to that.
That's some life changing. Them life changing.
Oh, and don't forget, you know, just saying,
stay strapped
out there. Stay strapped. Just saying.
Yeah, hey man, kids will wreck your bank account, man. So you know what I'm saying.
I don't have any babies. Don't know what you heard about me. Flowers of the week, real quick. Flowers of the week, real quick. J Camp, go ahead, go in, man.
Man, I'm definitely going in a different direction. And it's funny because I was gonna go MC Light, but I'm gonna go Missy Elliott.
Hey, she's still icy too. She's still icy, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I think she follows on IG. I think
she is. But Missy is like one of the best artists ever.
Yeah, man.
Me, regardless of gender. Her impact.
Can sing, right, man? Come on,
dude.
Man.
Everything. Her impact on the game. That's just been unbelievable, man. Like, the artists that her and Tim pumped out too back there in that time. I mean, it just her own body of work speaks for itself. I mean, again, in a versus, who's gonna cook Missy Elliott in a versus?
Yeah, nah, you gonna be
man or woman.
The best chance is maybe Busta.
Maybe Busta.
Hey man, but she's got hits though all day
hits.
Long.
She's absolute hits.
Heavy bangers, features. I mean, she can just go through a list of things she's produced.
Nasty.
She got a producer bag that's lit.
Oh man, it's out of this world, man. Out of this world,
man.
And let's be clear, she killed that Jodeci Diary of a Madman. That was a lot of her writing on there, man.
That was.
Killed that. She brought that Jodeci back.
People don't understand her pen game has been dumb too
Griffey,
for a long
and
time.
we ain't talking about from
Penn
Kentucky.
Griffey. She's Penny Hardaway.
She's
been in her Penny Hardaway a long time, but
that Penny from Inspector Gadget, dog, with that computer book, dog.
Facts.
And Chief
Quimby Penny
swag.
Proud. Penny Proud too.
That Pinstripe Elliott. That's what's up.
Shout out Missy, man.
Shout out to Missy, man. Missy deserves all the flowers.
Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Let's get serious.
Since we talked about one artist from Virginia that we kind of wasn't feeling earlier, I had to make sure I showed Virginia the proper respect.
Virginia love, man. Virginia
too many
love.
dope artists.
Yeah, man. You on the Rico? I don't like that stuff with the banana, dog. Paul.
I know.
I don't like that.
1-2, mad skills. So you know what I'm saying. I had to make sure we keep the Virginia. Shout out to VA, man. Shout out to the
Shout out to
VA.
VA, man. The hip hop needed VA, man.
Hip hop needed VA, man.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, speaking of Missy, like Timberland wouldn't be half of who he was without Missy either, man.
Oh, like, absolutely not.
They did a lot of collaborations, but a lot of that hard work was on Missy's behalf, man. So man,
and even on the visual approach, I mean, like y'all said, outside of Busta Rhymes, but no, we know a lot of folks doing it like that. You know, coming out in that black, trash bag looking thing. I know it wasn't a trash bag. I'm just saying.
You know, Hype Williams loved working with her and Busta.
Yeah.
Let's be serious. Ideas. She was the first one that wasn't a size 4 killing numbers, man, on the records, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
true. She made every single auntie out there, man, with the cigarettes and eating the pickle at the gas station
with finger waves,
flip flops on, man. She made them feel
good. Finger waves.
Finger waves too, man.
She was
finger waves with a pickle, dog. You know what I'm saying?
She was your aunt coming to the barbecue. With that one go-to, your aunt showing up with that one go-to, the finger wave,
cheese for Thanksgiving,
with some stonewashed jeans.
Yeah, man.
Pop Father, man, who you got for the flowers?
Talking about your potato salad. She bring the potato salad.
all day. Pop Father, man.
Hey man, I'm gonna stick to who I said I was gonna do, man. I'm gonna give these flowers to Trick, man. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's very own, man. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy about Trick is that like you might not always know his music, but you know his impact on the game, man.
Goon Squad.
Goon Squad.
More than anything, man, the thing that I think Trick is most known for is the no-fly zone, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people be critical of Trick for that no-fly zone. But I think they kind of missing the point of what Trick was trying to deliver, man. What he was trying to tell
Detroit
people,
versus everybody.
That was the inspiration, to be perfectly honest. Like Detroit versus everybody.
No props.
They need to be breaking off Trick a little bit of a check. But he was basically saying like, hey man, don't just come over here think you're gonna fly over Detroit, drop in, get $5 million and then bounce out. And you just took all the money out of the community and then you flew on to the next place. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to say, I want you to come here. And if you're going to come here, spend some money, build people up, make sure other people get money and that they can do the things that they need to do. Now, he might have handled it in some ways that, everybody might not have necessarily
to build an empire, you got to get your hands dirty. You know what I'm saying?
You do sometimes.
Hey, Trick came out with that Godfather. Yeah, he came out with The Godfather 3. I think the title somewhat got passed on to L, the Podfather. You know what I'm saying? So, and shout out to K Slay again, because I believe Trick was on that Rolling 50 Deep.
He was on that Rolling 50 Deep.
He was. And Trick can rhyme though, bro.
He can.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
Trey the Truth was on there too. Shout out to Trey the Truth.
Shout out to Trey the Truth, man. He's been on joints with Obi Trice, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all saying,
Obi.
Nice. Trey the Truth.
Uncle Murder.
You know what I'm saying? Uncle Murder. You know what I'm
Bishop
saying?
Bishop Lamont.
Big Sean, Dej Loaf. Like I'm telling you, man, like he's been out there with Snoop Dogg. All of these cats, everybody
Danny
in
Brown.
the game respects this man. And we need to go ahead and give him his flowers for his impact on the game and making sure that everybody understood how you supposed to do when you step foot in Detroit City. Okay, when you
Shout
step
out
foot
to
in
Trick
here,
Trick.
you need to understand how you need to operate. And you know, your man's he had to find out the hard way, man. What's a little short dude that changed up his name?
A little young bird though, you know, got that little transformer change.
Yeah, man. Young Berg had to learn the hard way. What's his new name, man? What's his new producer name? Hitmaker. Hitmaker is a beat.
Shout out to Hitmaker too, man. The whole squad out there, man. He's doing big things, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Hitmaker.
But he understands and he gets it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of places started to get that and understand that. And I think what you're seeing is you're seeing other cities not to necessarily handle it in the way that he handled it, but to say the same thing. Hey, man, come to my city. But when you come to my city, make sure that you're spending and doing the right things in my city. You know, and you could even say to a certain extent, that's what Jay Prince and them are doing down in Houston as well.
He's the Jay Prince of Detroit.
Oh, facts, 1000% there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think we do need that. You do need to understand, man, that it's about community building and making sure that you build the community up.
Facts.
So that we're
Guilty
all
Simpson.
winning. Right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
John P.
Yep.
Yeah,
Love that
man.
album.
You're right, Al.
Nightmare hooking us up, man. So yeah, we got to give our flowers to Trick, man, because he's had such a huge impact on everybody. Even if you don't know, because he's probably one of your favorite rappers. Favorite
rappers, man. Yeah, the way he moved.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So shout out.
He was basically Suge that didn't do too much.
He did just enough to make sure you understood. Just enough to make sure you understood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need to do sometimes.
Fresh Out, he's an official Fresh Out member. Like real talk. He's a fifth member, like Trick. Hey, man, come on anytime, man. You got the mic, son. You know what I'm saying? All day, man. Mad respect.
Every day. Yes.
Hot sauce, man. What you got, man? Well, who
I got that Diablo, I got that fire. I got what you need, man. No, I got what you need for that latex. I mean, yeah. So let me give my flowers. I'm gonna kind of mention two entities, so to speak.
Okay.
But I'm gonna scale back to the one I was initially thinking. And the first mention I want to make is Diddy's Hitman production team.
Ooh,
I wanted to give their shout out. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they produce monsters.
Man,
when it comes to the songs that they've done.
And Diddy would come in and go ting 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 ting. Oh, co-production credit.
Hammer doors.
Yep. You name it, anything that pretty much anything Bad Boy related. When it came to Biggie, when it came to Faith, when it came to the Lox's Money, Power, Respect, Maze. Diddy, you know,
they remind me of that DVD that LB told me about Motown's producers that would just do jamming sessions and all that.
Yeah, man. Yep. Yeah. No, seriously. If you haven't ever seen Standing in the Shadows of Motown, it's a fantastic documentary about all those musicians and how they truly were the impact of what you got out of that Motown sound. And if you haven't seen that, man, it'll change how you
need to check that out
and stuff. Okay,
this
is why you come to Fresh Out.
It's called Standing in the Shadows of Motown. And speaking of the Hitman, rest in power to James Untume, the drummer who he was Miles Davis's drummer. That kind of put him in a different direction, but he was also who got sampled for that Juicy for Biggie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
This is why you come to Fresh Out, son.
Yeah,
that's a good jewel right there.
Great jewel.
But yeah, man, the Hitman. Gosh.
Keep going in, B-Bo.
Well, there's kind of another component to that. And one of the members from the Hitmen goes by the name of Yogi. Now, you know, the average audience member might not know who that is, but he was actually in a rap group in the 90s called Crew. CRU.
Yep. Crew was nice.
You remember Crew, huh?
Yeah, Crew was nice.
Yeah. They I think they first showed up on, what was the R&B? Changing Faces.
I'm young, man. School me on that, man.
Changing Faces? Okay.
Yeah, they were on a remix. I think it was We Got It Going On. And they were on the remix. It was three cats. Yogi was one of them who ended up, once Crew broke up, they, he, meaning Yogi, went to Hitman, but the other two was Mighty High, and the other one started with a C.
Okay.
Chatio.
Yeah, the light skin cat.
Yeah, and they had a few singles. I mean, it didn't really, they didn't really stick because, again, they disbanded and, they kind of went their own ways. But they cut a double album when they first came out.
They had a nice rotation, though, when Yo on TV Raps was popping. Because I remember seeing an interview with Fab Five Freddy.
Yeah.
He interviewed Crew.
Yep.
And, man, they had some bangers, man.
They did. They had that Pronto. They had Just Another Case.
Yep.
And what was it? They had
that Just Another Case. Just Another Case is probably, I would say, their number one hit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It probably was. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get into it, man. I'm looking them up, man. That Dirty 30.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
YouTube them, Slim.
I will. But this is why you come to Fresh Out, man, to kind of get
why
some
you come
stuff,
here, baby.
Yeah, I mean, to get the old to bring it into the new. So shout out to Big P, man.
Yeah, and they were signed to Def Jam. They weren't Rudy Poop, so
they had a deal.
They had a deal.
Deal.
And like I said, they came out from Jump Street with a double album. So I mean, they were, they came with it the best way they knew how, I believe, with that Dirty 30. But shout out to Crew. Like I said, I want to keep giving the flowers to cats who are seen as forgotten or, in the shadow, so to speak. So, this, like y'all said, this is why you folks come to Fresh Out, the new rap city, the world's most dangerous podcast and show. Iceberg Slim. You got.
Just real quick, man. I gotta take y'all to the South Bronx.
No, all right.
I gotta take y'all, man, and represent all my Boricuas and all my Puerto Ricans, man, with my man Christopher Rios, man.
Yeah,
Big Pun, man. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
baby.
If you under 35, we understand. But you gotta go check out Big Pun. He's bigger than the single. The album, man, Capital Punishment, man, was so heavy, man. You got to check that out, man. And then his last album was Yeah Baby. And I mean, like, the album was just nuts. This is when bars, baby.
Man, you had to have them.
You know what I'm saying? I want to bust it on me. She want to come up to the this ain't that. This is bars, man. Go back if you like rap.
Listen to that super lyrical joint with Black Thought.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is when I first met J Kemp and Bebo, man, and I was, first the albums, man, were when I was just learning hip hop and not only listening to it but crafting it. And Big Pun was like a really, intricate part of that, man. And like I said, then the other side of that too is, he passed away because of his health.
Yep.
And he was just getting right, man. He was just getting his money right. He was doing his thing, and like I said, man, I mean, he was doing a song with Jennifer Lopez, she was one of the biggest artists at the time. So at the end of the day, man, your health is important, man. Again, treat your health just like your hustle, man. And
absolutely
don't ever put that to the side, man, because you're trying to take care of the fam. And I know for men, we're always supposed to be superheroes. We can never cry. We can never, show a moment of weakness, man. But take some time out to take care of yourself. Get some rest, man, and do your thing, because at the end of the day, you can't help your family when you're 6 feet under. So again, check out the bars, man. Stream these cats, man. Help out Pete Rock, man. Get that money. You know what I'm saying? Stream Pete Rock, man. Big Pun, Missy, Trick's body of work, man. And also Crew, man. Check out these cats, man, and take some time to hear what they was talking about, man. Because if you spend too much time listening to this music now, you gonna have some problems. Real talk, man.
Yeah, you be sideways.
You be on pills.
Yeah, man. If I could add on to that one, man, Pun is right up there with the Biggie and Pox. I mean, he's right up there.
Yeah, wordplay was.
So let's not get it
dumb.
twisted. And Big L he seemed like he was on his way.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously he got taken out earlier than what he should have.
And it's a lot of supreme lyricists when they name their top 5, they top 10. Pun being they top 10.
Oh, you have to.
Top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got bought, what's a classic?
The respect that he had was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man. Dead in the middle of little diddle.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dead in the middle of little Italy. Little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly, and then Fat Joe come. It'll be a cold day in hell when I take an L. Make no mistake, for real, when I hesitate to kill.
Hey man, they had Jay-Z shook, man. When they were dropping, Jay-Z was shook.
Man.
Jay-Z was shook, man. Because if Pun would have lived, it would have been a problem.
It would have been
a problem, man.
Absolutely.
They said that Nightmare
saying the same thing. Pun was his favorite, man, too. So
yeah, man.
But hold up, be clear. Hold up. I got some bonus questions to ask y'all real quick, too.
Okay, then. Okay.
Before we get up out of here.
Let's do
we
it.
had one of our followers on Twitter had a question. It was a quick one. And old school 90s situation.
Okay.
Which one's better? And I wanted to ask y'all real quick, man. And shout out to our guy Mad Slander.
Okay, Mad Slander.
And he wanted he had a question, man. What's better, man? The Wick or Scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Which one's better? The Wick or Scenario?
Come on, Father, what is it?
You
can set this one off.
So I'm gonna jump it off, right? For me, but this was because I was still in my young mind in the moment. Scenario was everything for me. It literally was like everything for me. So for me, I have to go Scenario just because that's where I was at. What I found as I got older is that some of the things that I just attached to some things when I was younger, right? And it wasn't necessarily that it was the greatest or that it was the best, but some things just have a nostalgia to me, and I attach to them for whatever reason, because maybe Iceberg put me on to it, or even you guys, man, Jammer, Big P, y'all guys put me on to a ton of stuff that I really wasn't into or whatever, but for whatever reason I got put onto Scenario, and then that was it for me. Like I couldn't get past it, you know what I'm saying? And I say that to say that, like, to these young cats, think about that as well, right? Is it that the song that you love or that you like is just that's the song that you got put onto, and that's why you love and appreciate it? Or, you know what I'm saying, is the song that you're talking about truly just a better song? So for me, if I was to really evaluate, I'd have to go back, right? But in the moment, put on the spot, I have to go Scenario, but it's more from nostalgia and from that's what I was doing in that moment when I was listening. So that's where I had to start. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I tried to extend that a little bit to let y'all collect y'all thoughts a little bit. You know
I'm good,
man. I think
I appreciate it, but I'm good.
Bro.
That's
like
a good question, though.
It is, and I'm gonna go ahead and first of all, Tribe is like my favorite group next to Outkast and Wu, but them bars on The Wick was heavy. Now, outside of that Buster verse on Scenario, that's yo.
The video killed the Scenario. The video was like different, man.
Man, like
yeah.
I don't know how often people have ran that The Wick back, but if you go back and listen to them Guru bars on there, he killed that, man. I mean. I gotta go Gangstar, bro. Like, I think Gangstar had the better song. Now, Scenario was more fun. I mean,
Lemonade was a popular joint, and it still is. I get more props and stunts than Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
like Langston Hughes. I can't lose when I cruise out on the expressway.
Yeah,
Bodega, I stay suave. Premier got more beats than Barnes got hay.
Yeah.
Clips inserted to my gun, so I can take the money, never have to run.
Yo.
Smooth beat. Come on. Nice and Smooth on the record too.
Yo, Nice and Smooth was on there too. Yo, I mean, to me,
my Philly at home. Do you
when I compare both songs, and I gotta go DeWick, man. Even though Bust had a legendary,
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at y'all.
But that's why I said
I did love this song. So let me be clear. When I was talking,
the scenario was fun.
I love that song. You know what I'm saying? That was just me in that moment. That's
I feel you. Like, dude, there's a lot of people that's gonna say scenario goes harder. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna say that.
Yeah.
But when I think about just if I'm listening to both in the car, yo.
Yeah. I feel you. See, this is one that like I need to go run it back as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, run it back, man.
I gotta go run it back, but that's why I gave you my sort of moment in time thought process. You know what I'm saying? But I still loved that song, man. That song was really good. You know,
dude, both them joints is legendary, man. I mean,
both. You can't deny that.
Bebo double Dutch in, man.
All right, double Dutch it, bro. What you got?
Bebo biting at
I know what he's picking. I know what he's.
We already know what he's picking.
No, not necessarily, because that's a very good question.
It is. It's hard.
Not necessarily, because I'm like, I
had to really think about it. Like I had to truly think about that.
Yeah,
like, I had to think about it. I had to run some of the verses back in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like. Caught me by surprise. That question caught me by surprise. I was not prepared. That Guru verse is deadly.
Both of them were collabo joints. The other thing too, both of them were collabo joints.
R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Point be both.
Yeah.
And the Fife, the Guru and Fife.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Sheesh, man. Greg Nice.
Yeah, that is how it started, ain't
it? Not for PE.
Yeah.
Maybe I do it for employer. All my employer is making MIT.
Hey, Greg Nice. Let's be perfectly honest. Greg Nice was one of my favorites, though, man. In that time period, I love some Greg Nice for sure.
Greg Nice.
Life's like a fairy tale. That's a great big tale.
This is all like this is yo MTV Raps day.
Hey,
that's why I like.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm glad that my man Matt Slander brought this up. Hey, Drake might owe Greg Nice a couple of publishing checks, bro. Like now that I'm thinking about it.
Podfather is spoken. Now you might see a lawsuit out there.
you might owe him a couple publishing checks because Greg Nice used to get in that bag, bro.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, man.
All right, so who you picking though, Hot Sauce? Who you picking?
Man, this was a very good question. You really can go either way. Like you said, Guru and, Tribe, they really set it off on these classic songs. I mean, I talk about both all the time, just randomly, with select few cats. And if I were to be forced to choose one, I'm going to go with the Scenario. Probably just because back then, man, I mean,
hey, man,
dude,
Scenario was hard.
I can't be mad at you, though. Scenario was hard.
Hey, but it's like, it might be like right, it's and I mean slim. Right under like this.
The impact of that Buster verse for me is everything.
That's
why it almost swung me, bro.
And that put Buster on.
The swag, though. Wasn't nobody really rapping like that. The swag,
nobody was.
Charlie Brown's verse in there was cold too.
Oh yeah, Charlie Brown and Dinko.
It was so perfect though. The way Buster jumped in there though.
Right.
Skeet up, heat up. Dude,
rewind. Bring it back, jump, rewind. Powerful impact, boom.
Man, that had me hyped when I first heard it. I'm like, who the heck is this having
because
me?
This man had
like,
his whole verse was mixed in with ad libs, but it was in the verse.
Yeah,
it was.
I was like, man, this man is supremely talented over here.
And not many people was doing that in that moment either.
Not many people was doing that, bro. That's why I said that Buster's verse damn near swung it. for me.
It dang near. I can see how dang near swung it for you, but I cannot sleep on the Gangstar with Greg Nice and
with the cheeks. Had the mad cheeks.
First of all, man. Shout out to Mad Slander for having me.
Yes,
for giving me a headache.
Man. If you're on our Twitter, follow us on Twitter, man. And
follow us on Twitter,
man. We'll talk about it on the show, man.
We'll try to do that.
Because I do not want to disrespect how great Scenario was. That was
I don't want to disrespect the WYCK.
Come on, like golden hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight diamonds.
Yeah, man.
Diamonds, man. I got one more before we get out here, just real quick, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Right. Shout out to the audience and shout out to you commenters out there too. We love a challenge.
Yeah, man. And like I said, hey, hit us up on social media, ask a question, man. We'll definitely put on the show, man. 100, man, if it's a good question.
I want some more out there. I want some more out there.
I gotta talk about. Don't get fired, and if you're married, you may want to log off. Jill, you know Jill's known for putting that whole mic in her.
Goodness.
In her situation. They said she had a sex tape jumping off. I mean, she tried to say it wasn't out there, but just wanted your thoughts real quick, man, before we get out of the show. Man. We're gonna go ahead and end it with a bouncing situation, you know what I'm saying?
All right. We gotta start with Mr. Hot Sauce himself.
Go ahead, 300. Bebo Pete Chamberlain.
The way he's smiling, he got something he want to say. The way he's smiling,
man.
Go ahead, Aubrey.
That dude look like Omar looking at a crack house, dog. You know what I'm saying? With that shotty, dog.
Go ahead, Aubrey.
Oh goodness.
The titties. I mean, Demeter.
Would you watch it?
Nope.
Would you watch it?
Nah, I mean, look, man.
He'll say, "Would you watch it?" He hit him with the golden question. He hit him with the golden question.
Man,
watch it.
No pun intended with that golden. Okay, all right. I mean, personally, I think I would like to see something more music related when it comes to Bill personally. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take, because it's been a long time since I've heard like something musically for her, and I've seen her in concert, and she was actually opening up for Maxwell.
Okay.
And man, she did like this little like show. She sung in like this like opera type of fashion to where it's like, man.
You was in there with all the biddies, huh? The hot sauce, man.
The hot sauce had 5 biddies.
He had about 4-5 leave.
He had the party bus with the stripper pole in there.
Hey. Don't put that Trey. Don't put that Trey Songz moment on me now.
Probably had a crave case. Probably had a crave case with him too. Tacos. Make sure all them chicks was fed with.
Hey, all y'all women. Taco Bell on me. Let's go.
Hey, I got the sauce that you need, man. 30%. Before Renner Milk, there was Jill Scott. But shout out to Jill, man. For her, for her legacy that she's created. With this, this kind of reminds me of when she was putting that feeler out to Ludacris. Putting, and like Iceberg said, with the microphone situation, just personally, like, she's a legacy artist. So I would like to see her more on, I would like to hear news or stuff about her on that, more so than, something like this. So that's just me.
So you took the diplomatic approach. I respect you for that.
No, it's just real. Like, we talk about
that's
like
real.
the lack of real music, in today's climate. So it's like, okay, when I see somebody like a Jill Scott or somebody in hip hop, it's like, oh,
that's the first thing you think of.
Yeah. Or, we talk about Pete Rock. I want to hear Pete Rock beat. We talk about Jill Scott. I want to hear I want to see if Jill Scott has a new album or new single coming out. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's my first mind. So at least that's just me. And then this is Iceberg Slim. This is Iceberg Slim. Look. Iceberg Slim. Boy, Iceberg Slim, boy. You in your spare time, brother. Boy. I said my piece, though. Y'all brothers next.
Yeah, guys. That's the end of the show.
Hey, listen. The married man, we have to back out of this conversation.
This is where the editor puts in the standby for technical difficulty.
All I can say is
go ahead, end it off, J. Kemp, man. Before we get
man. I hear you.
All I can say is it's wild that's out there.
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure there's cats on their keyboard hunting for that probably every day.
Probably.
Hey.
And you know, they probably typed it in differently too. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably like a deep fake out there or something.
J. Scott put Mrs. Scott. You know what I'm saying? You know, they putting it in all kinds of different ways, search engine, to see if it pull up. I guarantee, man, you know how cats be savages, man.
Hey,
first of all, can we just say that Jill is hot, man? You know what I'm saying? She's a hot situation, man. So
yeah.
Hey, man, let's be clear, man. Like, you know,
real serious with
beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, all. And Jill is one of them.
Fresh out salutes Jill. Fresh out salutes.
You can be the 6th member all day long, respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
Now Bebo P don't want to be diplomatic. Look at him over there. He's a main one on that
that Drizzy hot song.
Right. He's on
that
search engine.
What was I? Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit.
As soon as the show's over with, his search engine is gonna be full of Jay Scott.
Look, I don't know what y'all talking about.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
You're gonna be in there like history delete.
Look, backspace renters milk. Insert
You know, Hilton putting in wild cards and everything. J star hashtag
sign 0.
Look, say it, L. If you don't, I will, brother.
Stop. You over there typing, is that Jill Scott's real name?
Right. What if it's Jennifer
Jillian,
Scott? Let me try that.
Jillian Scott or Pigeon.
Hey, but you know what? I will say this too about that, because I just thought about it. I hope it's not a situation similar going to Trey Songz, going back to that, because I think for Trey Songz' last album, he put out a sex tape, you know, before the album came out, and the album didn't really generate the buzz. I think that, you know, he wanted it to, you know, and cats ain't talking about Trey like they once were. So I'm saying I hope this ain't a similar situation where, you know,
she could put that tape out and still be smooth. Like she's in a different stratosphere,
dude.
As far as like people, she's like most deaf to me. Like people want to hear from her.
Well, this is the thing. We were just talking about business opportunities. So to me, Jill, if you're watching Fresh Out, you should start an OnlyFans.
Stop it. Stop.
I won't say stop at that. I'm saying like
don't do it. Don't do it. I'm here to advise you. Do not do it. Leave it to the lawyer
IG models. Said go. So this thing, business opportunities that help out the community.
No.
Jill Scott OnlyFans.
Hey, somebody might need to take this from me. You know, these party balloons. You know, because somebody out there got a celebration, a birthday, or something going on.
It must be close to the end of this show.
She ain't got to show nothing. She ain't got to show nothing. No fans.
Before we get in trouble, get canceled already. Give us a quick shout out, man, before we get out of here, man.
Man, shout out to everybody recovering from Omicron. I know I got some folks in my family who's in that recovery stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they doing well. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, it was mild for them. So, you know, just want to tell everybody, make sure you staying healthy. Make sure you're doing what you need to do to protect yourself, protect your family. Because the thing is, you got to be thinking about others. You know what I'm saying? So when you out here being nasty and you trying to do too much, think about the other people around you. Think about the people that you might be bringing that stuff home to. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of remember that. You know, when you eating your hot girl sauce nuggets, you know what I'm saying? Think about the people that you impacting.
But like I said, be cool. Again, J. Kemp, Bebo P, LB the Podfather, man. We got another great episode. We're on Spotify live with the videos, man. Check us out, man. It's groundbreaking, man. We small, but hey, we doing big things. So again, thank you for rocking with us, man. Again, another great episode, gentlemen.
Peace. Just take it out. Peace.
Let us know what you think in the comment section, and shout out to you all for continuing to support Fresh Shout. If you haven't yet done so, connect with us on all major social media platforms. The Cash App link for Fresh Shout is below this video as well. Salute to everyone, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.